Hi.
Hey, y'all.
What's going on?
What it do?
My name is Mr. Stephanie Watson.
What?
That's what. Remember, ain't that what that person said? Person said to me, like I'm Stedman. Mr. Stephanie Watson. Like, but I'll take that. My name is Adam Watson. I am the proud husband of this woman right here, Stephanie Watson. We gotta share this. Hold on. Okay.
Hold on, we're sharing.
Technical difficulties. Hold on.
You share too. You share too.
Yeah, you share too. I don't know how. Hold on. Is it like that? No.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
All right, we just gonna have to go with. Oh, you know what, babe? Go ahead, share.
Oh, God. It just got dark. What happened? I don't know what he did. It got dark.
No, y'all should be fine.
It's dark.
Y'all,
It's dark.
because I just walked up on everybody.
It's dark. It's so dark. It's so dark. We just went dark.
There we go.
There we go. We in the money.
All right. So, like I said, my name is Adam Watson. I am the proud husband of this chick right here, Miss Stephanie Watson. I just introduced you, but go ahead.
Hi, you guys. My name is Stephanie Watson. Yes, I'm here with this guy. We're going to talk about some stuff. And just in case you didn't know, we finna spill some tea about him. Real transparent.
We're about to spill some tea.
We about to spill some tea.
Is that the reason why you made tea?
That's the reason why I literally had my daughter, who's the best tea maker, go and make tea. I'm trying to tell y'all, this is going to be epic. So you really want to have people.
That, number one, is the worst opening
We finna spill
ever.
some tea.
We finna spill some tea. That's as bad as Jamal Bryant yesterday talking about, I don't know how you can have receipts when I have the cash register.
That's the story for another day.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Leave it.
Let's stay within the moment. My wife is going to share this. Tonight we are talking about an announcement.
Oh, Lord, y'all. I'm sorry.
What else?
I was playing it.
The announcement.
He said the interview, the announcement, and domestic abuse.
Right, the interview, the announcement, and domestic abuse. So listen, if y'all have some questions while we spill the tea.
While we spill the tea. Yes, honey.
If y'all have some questions, y'all can comment below. Y'all can inbox my wife. She has her phone. I don't have my phone, so I don't know the questions that she's going to ask and answer. I will have some questions for her. Why, Adam, are y'all doing this? Number one, because we're a great team. Number two, y'all see us most of the time. Y'all see us in performance mode. Whether it's singing, leading praise and worship, prophecy, speaking, teaching, y'all see us in performance mode with lights, camera, action, but y'all don't see us when the cameras are off. And when it comes to us, we're both creatives. When it comes to creatives, there's an ugly side to us. There's a side to us that ain't the best thing to see. We both have, if I can say it like this, our time of the month multiple times of the month. Where we are not, we don't want to be seen in that light specifically. You know what I mean? So, but what happens is, while we were talking about crazy creatives last week, we were talking about crazy creatives and the things that we deal with as crazy creatives. And I felt it necessary We got a lot of stuff going on right now, but there is nothing more important than us helping every individual life. You know, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make better every individual life. And so we wanted to come on here tonight. Y'all can ask your questions. I hope that we can help you in some way understanding, to understand that sometimes being a CC, a crazy creative, it's not a bad thing. It's just navigating those moments. Those, I don't want people to see me in this space. Babe?
So that's a really good intro because I want to kind of piggyback. I wouldn't exactly call this the interview per se, but I definitely want to kind of piggyback off of some of the things that Adam talked about in his last live for Crazy Creatives. And we have a question.
Why wouldn't you call it the interview?
Because I'm not exactly interviewing him.
No, I'm going to interview you.
Oh, he's going to interview me. Well, you know what? I'm finna spill the tea, y'all. Hey, finna spill the tea. Interview away, sir.
This is
me.
Facebook, I want to apologize. There's a reason why I married this woman. She is a roller coaster, I promise you. But I want to apologize to you. This spilling the tea is as bad as wattage.
That was epic. Like, you know, it's gonna stick. Don't even worry about it.
No,
It's gonna stick.
I promise you it's not.
I promise you.
I promise you
It will. It'll stick.
Not the first time my wife been wrong. Won't be the last time.
It's not. It's gonna stick.
Okay, so let's start the interview, and I want to start it off with a piece of background. When we were talking the last couple of times we've been together, we spoke about domestic abuse and how domestic abuse yields itself to domestic violence. Babe, do you remember the example that you gave? I was talking for domestic abuse when you start dating.
Oh, when
the visual,
yes.
Okay.
So basically, you know, it kind of starts off with, I would say, like playful actions.
Visual.
The visual. He wants the visual. So the visual, you know, here. The visual is, you know, kind of, oh, stop, boy, knock it off. Oh, you know, quit that. You so crazy. All of that. And then when the moment changes and you find yourself being upset and, you know, whatever, and you switch in that space, it turns into this. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be laughing right now. Y'all forgive him. He didn't got caught up in the wires, his dreads all over the place.
She struck me.
It turns into...
It's assault.
It turns into all of that.
It's not pepper. It's assault.
Oh my gosh. It's not. He's making...
That was good. It's not pepper. It's assault.
He's making light of it in a space, but when that playfulness turns into I'm upset, and then it turns into a fist, and we got this thing going on, like, and he falls out. But anyway, that's kind of the example.
Love my hair.
Physical. Y'all pray for him. The physical exam. I don't know where this. I want to apologize in advance because we're gonna try to keep everything aligned here.
We will be us. Why she spilled the tea?
Why I spilled the tea? Why I spilled the tea about everything? But it's not. So anyway, it's a thing. So that abuse, domestic abuse, starts off in a playful manner, and then it kind of elevates as the moment changes, as the situation changes, as, you know, emotions get involved and somebody gets upset about something or whatever the case. Most of the time it's women because we're very emotional creatures. And, you know, we'll probably get into that. But sometimes, you know, you can say something to your spouse, girlfriend, mate, whatever, And he mentioned us all having those times of the month, several times of the month. And I know
and female.
Male and female, yes. And I know it's just not our relationship. But with that, it turns into something, it progresses to a violent place. And so, we're going to talk about that too. So, the interview and announcement and domestic abuse. Let's go.
Also, to understand that domestic abuse is subjective. It's subjective. You're not going to understand that until you understand the word abuse. Abuse is the abnormal use of something. Abuse is use. The abnormal use. So what you might consider very jokingly and playful, the other person might consider it an abnormal use of them as your partner, spouse, mate, you name it. It may be, they may consider it an abnormal use of their time in the situation, an abnormal use of their emotions in the situation, which is the reason why the tapping becomes, the playful taps, love taps, become taps. No love connected to it.
Right.
So you have to understand that the abnormal use of a thing is abuse. From a side note, as a Christian, what I consider, rephrase, what most people consider God using me, I consider abuse. I consider abuse. Why is that? Because he wakes me up in the middle of the night to talk to me. The things that most people get away with, I can't get away with. When he doesn't seem to care about other people's lives, he is knee deep in mine. Abuse. Always micromanaging me. Micromanagement for Adam is a form of the abnormal use. An abnormal use of me if you're trying to micromanage me to make sure I do this and I do that, I do that. I consider that abuse. Why? Because in my heart of hearts, I like people. I love people. I want people to like me. I don't care if you don't, but I do want people to like me. But I don't care if you don't. I want people to like me. My babe knows it. But I don't give a if you, as Apostle Matthew Stephen would say, 2 nickels worth of dog meat if you don't. I don't. But I want people to like me.
Who doesn't?
So the abnormal use of a thing is considered abuse. So abuse is subjective. Let's talk. Babe, before you had the absolute honor and privilege of me changing your life.
He did though, for real.
What a lot of people, what I didn't know until God actually showed it to me, I didn't know that you were heavily involved in abuse. And so when people see you in ministry and they see you out there flowing or singing or preaching or laying hands or whatever, they don't know the side of you I found out about, because you're always happy. You're always activating other people like I do, always loving on other people, trying to make people happy, trying to make people smile. But most people don't know your story. So would you do us a favor and tell us your story? Don't cheat and don't be like, make a long story short. Don't do that. People out there, men and women, need to know that all types of the abuse: financial, verbal, psychological, mental, physical. All of those things are subjective, and it is cross-platformed. It's for male and for females. So do us a favor and just give us a tell us about you.
So just a little bit about my story.
See, didn't I just say that? Don't cheat us.
I'm not-
just said it, and she said just a little bit about my story.
I'm telling the story,
All
honey.
right.
I'm not going to cheat you guys. This is a part of my journey. I always say that when you come out of a thing, you can talk about it. Hi, Brandy. I can barely see because this thing is over there. So if y'all come on and I don't see you, I'm sorry.
Hi to everybody.
Hi to everybody.
Hello to
I'm
everybody.
sorry. My story really began 20 plus years ago. It began when I first joined the military. And at that time, you want me to go way back?
Yeah.
He wants me to go way back.
Tell the whole story.
Tell the whole story. My God, spill all the tea.
Tell the whole donut, dog.
The whole donut. Okay. So, my
Spilling the tea.
I am spilling the tea right now. So my story began when I was growing up. There was molestation within my family that happened to me, and you don't realize the impact of that. You don't consider that abuse at the time, just kind of from the direction that it comes from. And you don't realize how much that's going to impact the remaining relationships that you walk into in your life. So I really hope that what I'm going to say is going to help somebody. So anyway, as I progressed and I got through high school and things like that, I joined the military. And when I joined the military, I, in high school, was kind of like ignored a little bit. I was like the skinny chick. I was a size 0. I know y'all can't believe it now, but I was like a size 0, hadn't really like blossomed into the fullness. Calm down.
Filled with the joy
Jesus,
of the Lord,
help him.
girl.
Help him, God.
Filled
So,
with the
focus.
joy of the
Focus,
Lord.
sir. Okay. So I hadn't really blossomed. So in high school, that was me. And once I joined the military, I kind of started blossoming, and men started paying me attention. And so I liked that attention. And I kind of...
a particular female. We just need to tell the truth, you know what I mean?
So...
LA had a blessing to it.
Okay. So, my God. And so... Help him, Jesus.
We telling the whole truth.
We telling the whole truth, but let me finish.
All right.
So, thank you, honey. So, I like that attention. And so I went in that direction. I went in that attention direction. I found myself getting married very young. I got married at 18. And when I met my ex-husband, and this was 20 plus years ago, when I met my ex-husband, he was in the church, and he was a minister and all of this stuff. And it was always like, this is him, God. Yes, Lord. And he had a story. He had a past where he had been married previously, and his ex-wife and him were very abusive. He was abusive towards her. And so my thing was, oh, you know what? It's okay. You just didn't have the right person in your life. That wasn't the right woman for you. She just didn't know how to love you right. That's why she got you so angry, and then you lashed out the way you did. That's how I chalked it up to, that's what really happened in your situation. But I'm here now. We're going to change the situation. It ain't going to look like that with us. Well, that definitely wasn't true. It looked like that and then some. My former marriage was filled with much abuse, physical abuse, verbal abuse. I've had some, I've had some very detrimental things happen to me. I have been hit with mirrors. I've been punched. I've been thrown out of cars. This is a harsh thing, but I've been urinated on. It just was a very bad time in my life. I found myself going into a space in the place of abuse where that anger switch turned on, where I was completely acting out of character. I don't really consider myself a physical fighter, but I became very physical in a place of defense in that relationship. I remember one crazy time that I was trying to get him to not leave the house, and we were fighting, and he walked out, and I remember I didn't have like barely any clothes on, any shoes on. I remember running down the street, hanging on the side of his car, like for almost a half a mile, running down the street with no shoes on, barely any clothes on, dead of winter, trying to get him to stop the car. And for some strange reason, I thought that me hanging on to the side mirror was going to stop the car. But I'm saying, that's the place that abuse kind of takes your mind. You go to a place that you never imagined yourself going. And so that relationship ended. I do want to say that I was not faithful in that relationship either. There was a lot of unfaithfulness. My ex-husband actually wound up having a child with somebody else while we were married. So I'm telling you all this, one, because, that was my past. I'm over it. I want to help free people. You got to understand that your mind goes, like, things trigger you. You have to know what your triggers are. And I didn't realize that stuff was triggering me from way back in the day. I didn't realize that that was what was happening. So aside from the physical abuse, there was the verbal abuse, the disrespect. I remember one time, like, we spilling it right now. I remember one time my husband didn't want to be intimate with me. My ex-husband. He's my ex-husband. Did not want to be.
I don't have that problem.
Okay. I'm really trying to. Thank you. Come on, focus. My ex-husband didn't want to be intimate with me unless there were certain things in our atmosphere that kind of got him aroused and in the mood. And I didn't understand that because I thought I was enough, but that made me feel like I wasn't enough. So just that type of emotional abuse, what that does. I can remember one time that he got very angry with me because I was in a place of really trying to feel good about myself, and I had got all dressed up, and he got very upset with me, and he was pulling my hair and just like all of that. So there was a lot connected to that period of my life. Now, that was my ex. That was my ex-husband 20 plus years ago. Stuff that stemmed from even when, the molestation growing up, all of that stuff that you carried with you, right? And even prior to my husband now, certain relationships that I found myself in, I didn't even realize that there was a level of abuse going back and forth. That abuse that he was talking about, it's a real thing where you're abusing the purpose of a thing. If you're in a relationship with somebody, the purpose of that relationship should be a certain way. It should look a certain way. And some of the relationships that I was involved in prior to him,